are gonna get better now. But you're still a drunken slob. Things are gonna get better now.
Well, of course they get better. Because it's Friday, for one thing. And it's Scummalicious. Thank you for listening, as always. And it's your favorite show, Headbangers and Hooligans, and I have another album review. Who are we talking about? Well, the Lillingtons and their new album, Stella, Sapiente. How about that for pronunciation? Not too bad. Kind of proud of myself for the little things sometimes. Out of Wyoming, and anybody that knows the Lillingtons, Cody Templeman, guitar singer, is also in the band Teenage Bottle Rocket. Full disclosure, as I always say, I am a Lillingtons fan. I wouldn't consider myself a hardcore fan. I've listened to some of their music, and I've liked some of it. I really like their EP, Project 313, that came out earlier this year. I really did. There's like 4 songs on there, real catchy tunes, and then I read they had an album coming out in October, their first album in 11 years, and thought that was interesting. And I'm gonna tell you, I was really fucking surprised. Yep, burst F-bomb, and surprised in a good way. Alright, the lineup. Cody Templeman, guitar singer, Alex Volanino on guitar, Corey Lawrence on bass, and Tim O'Hara on drums. And right off the bat, and they do this throughout the entire album, but they create an atmosphere on purpose, and it lasts for the entire album. And it's really atmospheric, and what's the word I want to use? Like outer spacey, right? You kind of feel like you're maybe in a spaceship for some of these songs, and then you're out in the woods, all alone, and trying to sleep, and bugs are trying to get at you, and there's voices and conspiracies. It's the kind of the underlying theme of this album, and it works. First song, Golden Dawn, Knights Templar. Yeah. And the title, Stella Sapiente, he refers to that. It's a saying something about the stars. And that's what they do. Right off the bat. You're going to be floating in outer space, like I said, and that's what they want to create, this universe. And you feel like you're in this universe on this album. And the first track here, Golden Dawn, got that clean guitar riff, and then it slides into kind of that palm mute riff that's very, I don't want to say very Ramones-esque, and that is huge here. Because anybody that knows, when they first started out, they were one of them Ramones bands, like the Queers. There's a shitload of them, right? And they fell into that category with a little bit of their own twist on it, but you knew that they were a Ramones-esque punk band. And on this album, they're not. They're creating their own little sound here, and I'm telling you, it's really unique, and I like it. So, first song, right? Kind of in outer space. We're good. Where are we going next? Well, the song is Insect Nightmares. And I really like these lyrics here. He says, Cody sings, "In the dead of night, I'm laying in my bed. That's when the bugs come alive, creeping through my head." And then towards later in the song, he's singing with a little desperation in his voice. Nice vocal performance on this entire album, by the way. The insect nightmares coming true. You know, these bugs You know, you picture that in your mind that these bugs are getting ready to fucking eat this guy alive. Kind of like the Twilight Zone. You know, first song, you know, I'm all floating in outer space, and the next song it's like I'm losing my mind. I'm in this bed, and these bugs are gonna eat me alive. It's a really unique record. I wasn't expecting that, and like I said, not being a hardcore Lillingtons fan, maybe it would have been different knowing, you know, the story behind the record and everything. But, you know, being a casual fan, it was a nice surprise. And once again, because I hate that phrase, and I see it all over the internet. Oh, the Lillingtons, pop punk band from Wyoming. Wait, can we please get rid of that fucking term? You know, I hate getting nasty like that. It's just, but it really narrows a band down because of the other bands affiliated with that term. Anyway, song 3, Night Visions. Again, a clean guitar riff over a nice little melodic bass line, and then the other guitar, clean too, but playing a different riff. And it's weird to say this when you're talking about a punk band, but there's layers to this music, and especially when you think about when this band started out, like I said, being a Ramones garage band, and some more of those lyrics, that same thing. Visions only I can see still remain a mystery, which makes sense, means the song is titled Night Visions. Then we get to song 4, K6. This is the first song where we get some oomph to the guitars, to me. You know, we get some distortion, then we get that catchy chorus. And you're like, yeah. Now, this is a little more like the old Lillingtons to me. We've lost our way, we forge ahead, we've gone astray. And it, like I said, it's really catchy, nice sing-along song. And then song 5, Zodiac. And it goes back to more of the same, like the first 3 songs, that outer space feel, you know, and in like secret societies and the occult, and it really does make you think like you're watching USA. I'm showing my age again here. You know, they used to show Twilight Zone and then the Outer Limits. The whole time I'm listening to this album, I'm thinking about that, and you know, all these conspiracy theory type things and aliens in the desert in Arizona, and it's really cool to not expect that. I really wasn't expecting that, but as I wrote here, the bass work, real nice work by the bassist here, and just kind of playing his own little melodic bass lines. And think about Shit Out of Luck, the first Lillingtons album, right? 3 chords, we're done. And you know I love that kind of shit too. And the bass guitar just playing that simple bass line, not here. He's kind of doing his own thing on a lot of these songs, and it works. It sounds good. And I move up here to there we go. Sorry. I know you're like, dude, spit it out. What the fuck? Are you confused? Yeah, a little confused. Got some papers mixed up. I'm back. Song 6, Pursuit of Pleasure. Alright. Nice guitar work, like the rest of the album. And then we get these lyrics again. We are the heretics of the world. We are the lost. And it's a real cool And it's simple, the chorus, but catchy, like we expect from the Lillingtons. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's not the Ramones. It's the Lillingtons and their own little style here on their evolution as a punk band, I guess. But when you use words like layered, textured, melodic bass lines, good production, kind of, well, for me personally, I wasn't expecting that. And that's okay. London Fog, next song. And it starts out, London, 1935. An eclipse is on the rise. Feel the wrath of every ray as you are swiftly cast away. And this was one of the songs with the simple palm mute guitar riff, and it works. And then Cody sings, sometimes nightmare screams turn to fog. And he, or the other guitars, rip off an absolute fucking shredder of a guitar solo. And I'm telling you, it blew me away. It is, dare I say this, it's almost metal-like. I am not kidding. We got hammer-ons and pull-offs, and he's sliding and bending notes. It is really good. Technical. I am using the word technical when I'm talking about the Lillingtons. Telling you what, I listened to that solo like 5 times. That's how impressive it was. Alright, song 8, Cult of Dragon. Bass guitar again. Just sounds so good on this entire album. It's there, it's kind of by itself, and you know, like I said, the production is really good. And got the spaced out single note guitars on this song, and it's not monotonous, you know, like when you hear certain albums, and dare I say this, like AC/DC, so, and 4 or 5 songs in, you're like, are we listening to a different song? Because all these songs are running together. They don't really sound any different. Even though these are similar, they all have their unique little sound. So they managed to pull that off. And then we get to the song Villagers. And the intro is like a cross of The Cure and Aha. Not exactly like Aha, but that's what I get when I hear that song, the beginning of it. And definitely The Cure, but you know what? This is just my opinion personally. Cody's a lot better singer than Robert Smith. Sorry, not a Robert Smith fan. Anyway, and then we get the lyrics. Under a cold gray sky in the Appalachian woods. That story. You can kind of see yourself. At least I do. I'm in the Appalachian woods right now. That's where they go to die when they know more than they should. And another thing about all these songs, it's not the typical verse, chorus, ending. There's songs in here where they only sing the chorus once. Songs end, they just play out, and then the song ends. It is so refreshing. And this is really good to me for punk rock. It's not Blink-182 and John Feldman with his kind of production, which is slick production. This is production in where these musicians are playing their instruments and they're good at it. There's no little distinct, little fad going on, 5 Seconds of Summer. The guitars sound exactly like the guitars for fucking Blink-182, and that should not happen. Alright, but that's a story for another day. But this is just a band that you can tell that has progressed as musicians, and there's nothing wrong with that, and it's it's really cool to hear this. Then we get to song 10, The Walker. Alright? And it begins with just the bass and the drums. And Cody sings, "Beneath the night sky and the stars lie dirty streets and burned out cars." Then that guitar comes in, that clean guitar, and Cody sings, "He walks this dark road alone. He knows he can never go home." You know, he's outcast. And that theme continues. And then the song ends, "In the distant sky is where the tunnels lie. Here comes the rain." It's just, it really is. It's such a different record, and I'm telling you, I enjoyed the hell out of listening to this. I actually listened to it 3 times total before reviewing it, and I guarantee I'm going to be listening to it again once I'm done. Song 11, They Live. More really good guitar work on this, and I didn't get into the lyrics and stuff, but the thing that stood about this song, the solo, another kick-ass guitar solo. And excuse me a second. I don't know if it's Cody that did the solos or Alex Molinino, but they absolutely shredded those solos. And both of them, their guitar work is amazing. Was to me on this entire album. And this album ends on a great song. Great way to close this album. Drawing Down the Star. And it starts with the same melodic guitars we've heard throughout the entire album. And there's like a fire burning in the background and wind. And then the drums kick in and we get that distortion. And he sings, "Break the cosmic genes, end all of the mundane." And I'm telling you, and don't get this all crazy and twisted. I'm just saying it reminds me a little bit. The guitar parts remind me of Iron Maiden. Just the way it's structured. I'm not saying, oh, this is Iron Maiden. Okay? Just saying there's elements in the guitar work on this song that remind me of Iron Maiden. And it ends the same way it begins, and he sings just like the chorus, just like one time, and then it ends with the fire and the wind, and then the music just plays out. It is so cool to hear a punk band do something different. And I know, like this outer space theme, it's been done before, but it's the atmosphere that they create, and you feel like you're in this world when you're listening to this album. You feel like you're part of this story, and I tell you, I'm giving it a 5. It is scummalicious. This is the reason why I like talking about music, is when I come across an album like this, a punk album, and a band that gets it, you know? Just really impressed by this, you know, for all year. In fact, I sent them a little note on Facebook the other day to the Bomb Pops, saying, you know what? I've heard a lot of albums this year. You're still my favorite so far. Well, you know what? Now they got some competition. As far as punk albums go, Bomb Pops and the Lillingtons. These are my 2 favorites so far this year. I'm not kidding. Love this album. I'm a fan. Thank you, Cody, Alex, all 4 of you guys. Blew me away. Go check it out. They're streaming it on YouTube. Alright, I got one more review left. Top 50 countdown continues here in a little bit. Alright, take it easy. It's easy. Take it twice. I'm out.